What's up? What's up? What? No. Hey, yo, Maya used to kill me with that, yo. Hey, it's no gray area, just great chilling. You know what it is. We rejoice in perspective and leadership. We keep it GC, not PC. You feel me?
Ready.
And I'm with the Hall of Fame Army All-Decade Team, Free Safety D Trav. What's good?
Not Hall of Fame, man. I'm not Hall of Fame, man. There's a couple people that are better than me. Jordan Murray, Caleb Campbell, all the seniors and all the juniors that were above me and the sophomores who helped me get better. And so I couldn't have done it alone, especially not my D-line, my dogs. But I got to start it off like this. I know we got a lot of stuff to talk about right now. And I was talking to the wife yesterday. I was like, but do you brush your teeth before you drink your coffee or tea in the morning?
That's a great question. And I'm Lamadi Mar, by the way, aka Lamar. I get up early in the morning, about 3:30. You know what I'm saying? 3:45. I try to get in the gym early, and then getting there from about 4:30 to about 6:15. It gives me enough time to get my cardio, get my weights in. I can't go in there without my teeth brushed, right? Like,
yeah, of course. You can't go out.
You can't. Ain't nothing worse. You going in the gym, you saying hello to everybody, your breath stink. Hey, can I get a spot? You ever spotted somebody when their breath stink?
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
then you don't really mess with them like that.
You.
Hey, so you don't really mess with them, so you don't tell them. You're like, nah, you about to walk around with that shit.
Right. So I got my coffee now, so I have to brush my. But if I had to choose, I probably would like brush my teeth after, depending on my engagements. Like if I'm on the bench and I'm about to hit 225 to failure.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody, backing up, spotting me. No, that weight gonna fall on you, bro.
He gonna disappear. I think if you leave the premise, you need to be right. But if you're in your house, you don't want to pay that mortgage. My breath gonna stink. Hey, if you talk to me in the morning, that's on you. This is.
So when should you actually brush your teeth then?
Well, after I'm done with the tea, or done with breakfast, or if I'm gonna leave, I gotta go take care of something, you brush your teeth. But ain't nothing worse than having like some minty tea or minty coffee, you know what I mean? And then you gotta like walk around with coffee breath or tea breath. It's like, come on, man. You know what you were doing.
How many times you brush your teeth a day?
Shit, I don't know. Why you asking me that question, man?
No, I ain't trying to indict you, but
I do as needed.
Shannon Sharp, he was like brush his teeth like 7, 8 times. Like he got toothbrush with him and he be brushing his teeth like, yeah, I know. I know. Shannon's a whole different topic, but hey,
yeah, that's a millionaire row right there.
Got some. I'm excited to talk about what we got today, man. So we got a good list of topics. ICE is raiding the Hyundai factories. We got Russian army soldiers coming home. That's a ridiculous story.
That is the most wildest thing I ever heard in my life.
It's wild. And then you got the pilot on Shrooms, right?
Boy, try to have a good time.
But let's recap a little sports week,
Yeah.
Vikings and Bears, and then Ravens and Bills, man. As a Chiefs guy, I want to hear your thoughts on all things from the sports weekend, and maybe more specifically about Ravens Bills, and start from there.
Yeah, so I think, as a Chiefs fan, obviously we lost to the Chargers, but it definitely looked like week 1 for us. But that Ravens-Bills game, I ain't gonna lie, I turned it off when it was 40-25, and I was like, all right, shoot, time to, kick it with the wife, watch the show or something. I was just curious. I was like, what, let me check the score real quick. I missed it. The reason why I watch sports is for stuff like that you can encounter. So very good game, high total yardage. Even in the fact of the end state of the stats were kind of even, but not the momentum. And I think that's a powerful opponent in any sport is momentum, right? That's why they call timeouts in basketball when they're going crazy. You can't really do that in football, right? If they're driving down, so we can't call timeout. You only got 3.
Right.
It was back and forth. I liked how Zay Flowers was playing. Wow, that man, he looked amazing. Derrick Henry, man, how is he still doing it? Like, that is scary, man. It's like the modern day Brandon Jacobs out there, or Jerome Bettis or whatever you want to say, but just faster and more elusive. And then obviously, D-Hop, I'm grateful for him. You know, he's still playing and is able to get that amazing touchdown down the sideline. But you know, both teams look good. I think this is going to be Josh Allen breakout year. Honestly, I think he's tired of losing to Mahomes. You know, he's going to be gunning for him. You know, he has Cooks, I think, is in the background, and then you know some new receivers that are stepping up. Coleman and I believe Shakir is the yellow one too as well. Obviously got some great tight ends, but Josh Allen, he's a beast, he's a monster. And that defense can step up on the Bill side. They got Bosa, you know, Ed Oliver back there too as well. But they did get a little exposed on the run though. Just a tad on the run. So they once they clean that up, and we gotta remind everybody it's still week 1. You know what I mean? So this is like for real now, but that was an amazing comeback by them. Like I said, I'm my fault. I did turn it off. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is over. It was like 4 minutes left, down by like
4 minutes
15.
left. Yep.
You got to get off the field at least one time. And then you think that fumble was the only thing that lost the game? I don't think so. There's a lot of other things. You could have got one first down. You could have let the clock run a little bit. And it was just a breakdown at the end. I know they were celebrating like, oh man, we finally got the Bills. You know, we beat Bills Mafia in their hometown. Even the Bills fans left. That's how you know it was bad. It reminded me of who was that? The Miami Heat game when they thought they're about to lose, and then they came back
Oh,
in and against the Spurs way back when.
Ray Allen.
Yeah, with
Ray Allen.
the big three over there, and people trying to get back in. So it was that kind of feeling, that kind of roller coaster of a game. So I really enjoyed it. Football is back. I'm just excited to have entertaining football, not blowouts.
Yeah, I love everything you said there. 56 minutes we as in the Ravens played a perfect, damn near perfect ball game. And I
Absolutely.
went to sleep too around 44. Once they had 40, actually, when I see how Derrick Henry was controlling the ground game and how the Ravens were
Mm-hmm.
controlling the ground game, and they had some good passing plays, efficient passing plays. Lamar Jackson, he threw the ball efficiently. He didn't have to
Yeah.
throw it 35, 40 times. The run game is great. They got different running backs they're rotating in.
Mm-hmm.
But I listen to radio. I listen to, a lot of talk shows. I watch the highlights here and there. Bro, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's the same narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why, yo? Why? Like, I was telling myself yesterday, if they lose to the Browns and start doing this Ravens shit again, I'm probably going to try to move to a state that doesn't have a football team and just follow the number one pottery maker and just be a hardcore pottery fan and allow my family to be pot makers and just live my life that way.
You gonna
Cause
get
this
a
shit is stressful, bro.
you gonna get
This
a what
is
do they
just
call it, a
stress.
kiln or something? Have that thing glossy, make a cups and shit.
Start my own pottery league.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is
When do they
this is
usually do that
insane.
though? They do that I thought they usually do that towards the end of the year. Like they'll have a
What's that?
good, just a
No, it's a
breakdown.
big game. It's a huge game, right? It's like it had playoff atmosphere around it. Like, this is the same stuff that we do in the postseason. This is the same stuff we do in the postseason. Between Josh Allen and Lamar, they got to get through Pat Mahomes. Like you said, right? It's week 1, but I'm getting tired of the saying we got next year, or we got this, or we got no, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
Yeah,
Guys are
limited
getting
time.
older.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we locked Kyle Hamilton up, right?
Yeah.
Like, we got good players that are on the roster. We gotta take advantage of this time. If Buffalo wins it all, good for them, because they,
Yeah.
that '90s run where they went to the Super Bowl and they lost a couple times. That's tough, man. I love Jim Kelly
Did they lose like
and that
3 or
whole
4
team.
times in
Thurman
a row?
Thomas, yeah,
The Super
Cowboys
Bowls?
was
Uh,
running things back then.
um,
Um,
yeah, and oh shit, I was gonna say something, but I forgot like shit. No, 70,000. Oh no, I was saying no. I was like, I wish we had like film, because that one of the long run, they have a good blocking scheme too. So they'll seal with the tight end. That right tackle, say they run to the right, that right tackle's going up to the second level like that. So that's how they're able to get the linebackers, and then obviously the safeties are missing tackles too. But who's not going to miss a tackle with Derrick Henry though?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that hurts.
And NFL matchup in the morning, as always I have recorded, is
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite shows with Darius Butler, Greg Cosell, who's the founding father, of the show, and then Sao Paulo Antonio, and that show's been running for 42 years.
Damn.
It's the longest in studio show for ESPN,
Mm-hmm.
and they break down film in a way that helps you really really understand the game. I know we talk about like youth football and what is the best entry point for kids, and
Yeah.
what that is the number one thing that I would love kids to understand is like how to read, two high, three high, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
safeties, Mike, understand the linebacker information, more than anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like you can
Under,
be athletic
over.
as I don't know what, but if you don't know where the ball is going, what's that mean? It doesn't
Yeah.
really
You
mean
can get,
anything.
like I said, you can get out coached. You don't,
Yeah.
I mean, especially like running traps or screens, or there's a ways to get the ball out, either as running back screen, tight end screen, wide receiver screen, or a fake screen. There's a million ways to operate on the offense, so you can out scheme people too. But the Ravens had a good run scheme as well.
And speaking of that, yeah, I thought Arthur Smith did a great job with Pittsburgh and utilizing DK Metcalf, but I'm glad we also have on the docket Vikings Bears. I thought that was a more of a coaching showdown than anything, right? Because you
Yep.
got Caleb Williams, second year, high expectations compared to Pat Mahomes coming out. Then you got JJ McCarthy, comes out, hurts himself, you know what I'm saying? Got to sit out the year, comes back,
Very
you know what I'm
unfortunate too.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you got one of those great coaches over there, O'Connell, right? And then on the
Yeah.
other side, you got Ben Johnson. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like those are mastermind. Those two,
Yeah.
Ben Johnson made Jared Goff look great.
Yeah.
And Cam McConnell, he made Sam Darnold become
Yeah.
resurrected and get it. And now he's starting for the Seattle.
Yeah. I
Like,
lost Sam
you know
Darnold.
what
I
I'm
forgot
saying?
what team he was on. I was like, what?
Yeah, and he balled out with the Vikings. I think he got to the playoffs. Yeah, but then I think he bombed in the playoffs with the
Yeah,
first.
that game
Uh,
was definitely week one. I'm looking at the stats right now, 3 for 12 on third down. Like, you got to win
yeah,
third
Vikings
down. That
Bears.
that was that was the one of the biggest things. So great for the defenses, but it was kind of slow in the beginning. I think Caleb Williams is kind of settling in. I think he got too hype on the first quarter. That first drive after the half was horrible. Like, you can see Ben Johnson's face because he's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And so they came out flat and allowed them to come back. And I'm just curious, like, all these comebacks, people are not finishing the game, or just protecting the ball. We can speak about time of possession, but I think third down is probably the biggest factor. Very young quarterbacks; these are people that are going to carry the league after Mahomes and them. So I like to watch the talent grow. As early as possible too. So it was really good to see once again a great game. I'm happy for the Bears to finally hear them be relevant and hear the fans cheering. But as soon as they lost, them boos came back. They gonna let you know. Them fans ain't playing no more too. So it was definitely a kind of slowish game, but it was week one. They'll clean it up and hopefully have a way better season than they did last year. And like I said, exciting game, and they're relevant too. So that's a big ups to that coach and that franchise.
What do you think about? So, like you said, the Bears, they have been down for a while since like Jay Cutler. When I think about the Bears, I think about Jay Cutler's standing on the sidelines like during one of those playoff times, and he was supposedly hurt, but he was just like
Nah, that
standing
man was
there.
counting his money. Like, fuck, how much money have I got this game? About 15 million. Do I want the yellow or the red Lamborghini after this? And he's still playing. He's on the center, like, I want to buy that house in Malibu when I'm done with this.
And you saying the game was over, and it was like, "Hey, next year we're going to get him." Like, next year, I'm out.
Signed that big old contract. And I was like, oh
But yeah, I think
boy.
about that. But I'm looking at the Bears. I'm looking at the summary here. Like 12 penalties for 127 yards from Chicago. What does that say about their discipline?
That's probably, I want to say maybe like pass interference. Those are some big penalties. So
Mm.
I don't think it's just false starts, right? That's some big, holding downfield or pass interference down the field. So they got some big chunk penalties. Maybe some roughing the passer. I think they had a roughing the passer, some 15 yards. Yeah, they sure did. They hit him right in the face. And he almost had that Aaron Rodgers helmet off. Like, he was like, oh my God, some big dogs
Yeah, but
right
that's
there.
that's more than 10 yards of penalty. Is that? I
Yeah,
mean,
so
that's
roughing the passer was about 15, and they probably had, I think, a couple of defensive pass interference. So, I mean, if it's down the field, you're looking at 30, 40 yards as like a chunk play. But you can't win the game like you can't win the game like that.
you
It,
can't win the game like that.
you cannot
You
win the
can't
game
you
like that. You
can't
got to
win the
win
game
third
like
down,
that.
and you got to be as clean as possible. And the holding penalties, everyone holds. We all know that. Everybody's holding left and right. So, I'm glad that they're trying to clean it up. Ticky-tack fouls or, if it's egregious, yeah. But not like egregious like that Saints and Rams game. That was one of the worst no calls I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, you got to clean that up. Like I said, I know it's week 1, but you were already the Bears. People are already writing you off. They're happy you guys look better and actually scoring the touchdown. So, and then giving the ball to DJ Moore. I think they had a bigger focusing on him after they acquired him from the Panthers, to make sure he's involved, whether it's running back, slot, screens, whatever. They had a really good game plan to get him involved early.
Yeah, I think for Caleb to be successful and any young quarterback in the NFL, they got to have. I think there's 3 things that I was listening on. One of them is a good defense. Right now, they gave it 27 points and a lot of penalty yardage. Right, and I think they can clean that up. They need to have a good running game as well. And I'm looking at, Caleb Williams was the leading rusher there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so with him being the leading rusher, the run game needs to be
Yeah,
established in a way that
and
gives
not your
him the
start
support,
quarterback.
and then you need some protection,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think they have the protection. I do believe in Ben Johnson, be able to scheme, get good protection around him.
Yeah,
And I think this is another formula that you see in Houston with CJ Stroud, right? They brought in Joe Mixon. They got good linemen. They got the defense. They got the number 1 edge rusher.
yeah.
Football. You're right. Football is back. I love it. I'm looking forward
Mm-hmm.
to this college football week. I'm looking forward to the NFL. I'm looking forward to see how Raiders play against the Browns. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to I mean even everything from like LSU, Florida. I mean there's
yeah.
wild card races and even in baseball that I know you may not follow as closely, but like the
Mm-hmm.
Mets are in it as far as their race with uh I
I
think the
have no idea.
Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to follow, right? And that's why ESPN is taking on the monopoly of like all these sports so that the junkies like us can follow them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I feel like they're just trading
Throughout.
us back left and right. They're just trading us back
They
left and
are.
right. I was like, come
What,
on, man.
real quick, where you stand on like streaming and like how you consume like media these days?
It's getting almost too much. You know what I mean? Like, oh, go here. Oh no, this is only show. Now, like, I feel like only they're like just get directors' movies or rights to movies, and they're swapping them. So like one night it'll be on Prime, then the other day it'll be on Netflix, and then it'll go from Netflix to it'll be on Disney Plus. And I was like, it's almost getting too much. And like I said, you're just probably just gonna give up. And I got too many. I got Max, Netflix,
Yeah.
Prime, Disney Plus, Hulu.
What do you watch on Max? I don't think Max has anything interesting for
Usually
me that I watch
they had
consistently.
like the Sinners movie come out earlier. Then then
Okay.
then it came out the rest of it. But I watched like Investigation Discovery. I watch all that crazy stuff.
Right.
From crazy. Hey, I gotta be aware. There's crazy people out there. There's like Fear Thy Neighbor. Hey, I watch it for like the neighbor wars. Oh my god, people be so petty. Um, and just the crazy. Fuck yeah.
For a while, my wife and I used to watch ID Discovery or
hmm
Discovery ID, whatever that channel was, where it
hmm
was just like my neighbor next, like the evil neighbor next
Oh
door,
yeah. Oh
like
no, Evil
the
lives
relate.
here and all that stuff. People
Yeah,
are just
evil lives here. Then there was one with
insane.
like relationships. Um, I was watching one with like dudes was on like death row. Like I like to watch like the
I Am a Killer.
yeah I am the killer. Yeah, I
That
watched
that's
that.
that's
But
wild.
they be coming out with more seasons and like more killing and more. I'm like, oh, hold on, y'all. I don't know if I can watch this show. You know what I'm saying? So then I actually pivoted into like more of the gangster stuff. Like I wanted to see like uh how the New York police was corrupt back in
Yeah,
the day. That joint
Police.
was crazy,
Yeah, I
bro.
think it's
They had some
called.
crazy
They
stories.
had something on Hulu called like "Betray the Badge" or something like that, where they were stealing from drug dealers and selling to another drug dealers and all this stuff.
That's wild.
Hey, there's corruption everywhere, dog. Whether you got a badge or not, you're a CEO, you're a company. Everyone's corrupt.
Right. Everyone got problems. Speaking of problems, yo, I had to share this article with you. It was from BBC News. This pilot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just want to hear you. I just want. Okay, so
You gotta give him the
what I'm
background, though.
understanding is this.
You gotta
Yeah,
give
go
him the
ahead.
back.
Go ahead.
You
Go
want me to give
ahead.
the
Go
background?
ahead.
You can.
No,
If
you
you
go ahead. Go
okay,
ahead. I want you to
yeah.
kick this
So
off,
this,
yo.
once you say this article, I was laughing my ass off the whole entire time. So this Joseph David Emerson, right, this former commercial pilot, he wasn't on duty. So I want to get that straight. He wasn't the pilot. He wasn't the co-pilot. He was in that jump seat, that third seat where, if they need a pilot to go to another, state to fly,
Oh,
something like
okay.
that. So he's in that
Okay.
third seat where you sit in the middle, like, that little
Right.
baby car seat in the middle. Like,
This is
it's
for
very,
like checks and balances, right? Or
yeah.
what was he? Okay.
Um, and then like he said he took mushrooms 48 hours before this. Why would you go fly?
So what is shrooms? What you think they was still he was still buzzing 48 hours later?
Apparently, he's like, this is the first time I did it. And he's like, oh, I'm depressed and stuff. But the funny part, he was probably sitting there and he said, quote unquote, I'm not okay. Oh, you probably tripping like, the engine's on fire.
48 hours and 48-hour trip.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, he probably got dressed and everything and like packed his bag.
And he was like, I'm not okay.
And then he turned the fire suppression on one of the engines, so that's going to cut off the fuel to the engine because obviously, it's supposed to put out that fire. You don't want to put more fuel in there. And luckily, the pilot and the co-pilot got him. And so that was in October 2022. I'm sorry, October 22nd in 2023. So he's been in jail for this whole time. Oh man, he got me crying, laughing about this. So he pled no contest of reckless endangerment and first degree endangering an aircraft in state court. And so he got sentenced to 50 days in jail. I mean, he's been there for like a year or some change. 5 years probation, 664 years of community service, and he'll pay like $60K in restitution, right? That's just the state. Now you gotta deal with the federal because that's FAA. That's that organization. So, his probably license gone probably easily. So he pleaded guilty. What was it? 1 count of interference with the flight crew and attendants. And so he's set for November 17th. So we might have to come back to the story. And that carries a maximum of 20 years. So I mean, if you think about it, if you mess with the aircraft with 84 people on there, and you'd have potentially killed them. And to get that week sentence in state court is ridiculous. Now, a federal court, that might be a little bit different. Like I said, they don't play in the FAA, but a lot of people are upset. Like, hey, man, we trusted him, and he almost killed us. Like, turn off the engine. That means you're going to descend very, very fast. So, but I just want to know how high it was.
Because I'm about to say, what do you think was going through his mind when I said I'm gonna turn this off?
No, he was probably like, hell yeah.
So you think he just turned it off?
Like,
He was just like,
oh.
Think he just turned it off, like just unknowingly, maybe, or like just, or maybe he
No,
wanted to.
I really think he wasn't. I think he just tripped, bro. Like, he probably, it's kind of like drinking. Like, okay, man, I'm feeling good. Okay, I'm really drunk, and he started getting the spins. You're like, all right, hold up a second.
Right.
I think he did. I think he just went off a cliff. Like, I never done the magic mushrooms, but God damn, I don't know what he was thinking. I think he was trying to look for a good time, and his eyes were probably dilated too. Like,
And two other thoughts here, because you have brought up some good points, right? You got 84 people in there, and I know some people, like, I didn't fly until I think like I was like 18, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get
oh,
on
really?
I never was on a plane until I was like older.
Boy, I got me crying.
And
Boy.
so like part of that too is like it's the fear, because you see it in movies and TV and like entertainment is like, with like the Denzel flight joint, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just flying the plane drunk. But he
and
was
on
a good
cocaine.
pilot, though. On cocaine.
He was
Oh
like,
my goodness.
you was chilling, saved everybody's lives.
So
But we
like,
put,
how do you? Yeah.
go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, but we put tremendous trust in the FAA and these captains and pilots and stuff, and that's why that training is so expensive and the responsibility is so high, man. Like you're literally having control of our lives. That in the tower, we can't do anything. So we really trust you, and that's scary. If he can bypass all the security, no one saw nothing, this and that. I know it's mushrooms and everything, but he was straight and he wasn't off or nothing. Like I think it happens
Yeah.
more often than not, but that's scary if they're shining a light on this, like they're downgrading the quality of pilots and their integrity. So it's a lot of trust that we're giving these pilots, and we're paying a lot of money for this flight too. So we expect you to be on your shit.
Right. Speaking of safety, the public safety, right? So, Russian army is set to come home, right? So, whatever their motives are to do what they do, they do what they do. You know, America, we do what we do, and our army is volunteer based, and get compensated well, and with respect to what we do in our rank and our performance and things like that. As much as I didn't like some of my times in the army and what we had to do and go through.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, Trav. I've been thinking it to myself, bro. Like I even wrote it on my board. I still have love for the warfighter, the soldier,
Oh
because they're
yeah.
all around us. You know what I mean? Even
Mm-hmm.
civilians that haven't served, it's like, oh man, he's a soldier. He would make a great soldier. But
I'd
the
rather have
Russian,
I'd rather have soldiers
mhm,
than employees. I mean, than civilians. Soldiers will
I
get it
would
done.
too. Now, now let's transition to this story of the Russian army, how they, they're forming the army to go into Ukraine or whatever, and they enlisted convicts. Like they're really getting people armed
Yeah.
and ready to go. So one convict uh served less than a third of his sentence of a 9-year prison sentence for murdering his and tell me if I'm getting any details wrong, for murdering
Mm-hmm.
his wife.
Yep.
Then goes to Ukraine, comes back, then stabs his ex-girlfriend 60 times. Like, and there's about 100,000, there was about 180 up to almost 180,000 of these type of like ex-convicts that were recruited to be in the army, and now they're all coming back, and now they're making sure their leadership, Russian leaders, making sure that like society is prepared and ready and
Mm-hmm.
all this. Man, where's your take on all this?
Yeah, so the reason I'm laughing, I'm laughing because the incident is like, you just went to war, you didn't get it out of your system, or did it creep back like an alcoholic relapsing and stuff like that?
Mm,
That's why I'm like, that's crazy. And I think the intention is good, but I wouldn't do it for serious criminals like that. So
mm-mm,
you know what I mean? So if like, okay, if you have like a DUI, it's your third one. Hey man, if you serve, we'll pardon you. You can come back. You serve, you come back, and I think the intention is good from that standpoint. Like, hey, we need some soldiers. We don't want the civilians. I know I know you're a little crazy, so we're going we're going to straighten you out, and we're gonna either reduce your sentence or pardon you, and then you can rejoin society. I think. I mean, I got to go back in the article, but I think that was Putin's intention to, have a program where they can, rejoin back in society, with leadership, whatever training, etc. So I think the intent was good. It's just I don't know about these. You let some murderer out there, like he didn't get it out in Ukraine and came back, and that 60 times. I think it was just because she rejected him. And so that's scary from a standpoint of you trying to rejoin society, and you already did it once. He gave you a heck of a way out of prison. 'Cause I know the Russian prisons ain't fun, and I know it's cold as a bitch in there too. Uh, they ain't eating no filet mignons in there. I'll tell you that right there. But I think a lot of another stat that was kind of concerning. I think with most of that society, and that could be us too, right? We got a lot of veterans who come back, and I'm pretty sure. I think I saw something that said it was like 20 suicides a day or something crazy, or like on average, or something wild. Um, they said in Russia, like 500 civilians in October 2024 were victims of veterans returning home from war. So that tells you the mental state of these guys, and that causes a need for services from their VA or whatever, which is really really important. Not for I didn't go to like combat war, but I know some people who did. That's a different ball game. You fight for your life out there, and then you want to come back. But I don't think, and Russia is doing it by the mass. I think that's the other issue too. So now everybody's coming home. Where are they going to stay? What jobs are you going to get? What help are they going to receive? So that's probably concerning. And we have it here. We have the VA, veterans that are homeless and stuff like that too that need support. I think, like I said, the intent of the program is good, but I wouldn't do it for those murderous people unless you're just trying to make them to like the Expendables 14 or something. You know what I mean? Like, or like Suicide Squad. Like, hey man, go ahead and carry this backpack over there real quick.
Yeah. No, yo, that's definitely a great area because you don't know what those
You
folks,
know what's going on,
the
saying?
backstory, right? So that's tough, man. That's tough. I'm also you had me thinking about what is the best way to bring veterans back home. I don't know if there's a right way, but when you say as a leader of a country, I'm going to engage with this other country in a way that is going to be a war thing, right? Like any soldier going into war, you can never come back, even if you didn't get deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan, and Fallujah and all those type of places. Just putting your mind in the idea that like I'm going to risk my life. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? My life is on the line because unfortunately, there's soldiers that die in countless, right? Like in
Mm-hmm.
training accidents and things like
Yeah.
that. You're saying like I'm willing to sacrifice the time of my family,
Yep.
the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to
Mm-hmm.
go to Target and Walmart
Yeah.
hanging out during the middle of the day, even though some soldiers like to do that.
Yeah.
I get kind of annoyed when I see like soldiers in uniform sometimes during the day around. I'm like, and not in standard sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah, right. Just I say I got a stolen valor down the street, man. He wasn't
oh
answering the
Lord.
questions. He wasn't answering the questions right. He came out in PTs. It was about noon. Nigga, there ain't no base around here. Like, what are you doing? Bro, his car door was open. I was just knocking on the door. I was like, hey man, car door. Oh. I was like, oh, you with the army? No, with the West Point. Like, oh yeah. I was like, you full PTs. I'm like, I was like, you ain't got no DV plates on there? That's the first thing you get. I ain't paying all that registry and all that stuff. You better get your taxes. First of all veterans out there, you better get your benefits while they're out there. They're for you. Whether it's $5, 10% off, whatever. But he kept talking, and I was like, what branch are you in? He's like, Army. I was like, I can see your shirt. I was like, what branch? He's like, oh, I drive the trucks. I was like,
Yeah,
what's
88
your
Mike,
MO?
right?
And they said 88 Mike. I was like, okay, you definitely like a truck driver somewhere, some
Yeah,
quartermaster. But it was kind of like, don't do that. I know people that passed away. I'm not playing around. And ain't no joke. You over there, especially like veterans, they are free meals. They dressing up and hey, you get some boys that were in combat that lost some friends, and you fuck around and have some stolen valor. They gonna fuck you up. Ain't no,
yeah,
ain't nobody gonna help you either.
yeah. 100%.
Which I
100%.
hate to see, but yeah, it's very stressful. And then I think the most important part, like you said about training and go time away from family, you're going to the army. You're gonna get talked to a certain way. It ain't gonna be please and thank you. It's gonna
Yeah.
be get that shit down. Everybody, I want you formation 4 o'clock in the morning. You got no choice but to go.
Haircut, shave,
Right.
shoe shine. And
Ruck
if it ain't
marches.
right, we'll do it again.
Oh my goodness. I come back in 12 hours too. On
Right.
a Saturday.
Um, so
Oh,
speaking of which, yo, let's close out here. Like I said, I was looking forward to a lot of these topics, man. Like just
yeah.
the recap on
It's
football.
crazy.
That pilot was tripping. The Russian army coming back in mass, and it opens up that good conversation about veterans and stuff like that, right? But take me through what you understand on that. I don't. All right. So when I'm laughing at certain things, though, and I know it's the speaking probably for the both of us. It's not like a bad thing. Like I said, it's not a gray area. We just great chilling. It's GC, not PC. I like to think about it like that. 'Cause a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we gotta be politically correct. But here it's just like, bro, these ICE raids, like they had raided a baseball team. You know what I'm like? That's what I'm saying. Like what?
That's a nigga on the
And now I
ground.
know the coach was. What if you to see ICE agents just running on a major league field like
And camouflage, like the sniper camouflage. Like
play
Legends
any
of the
major
Hidden
league
Temple.
ball players that can't speak English and stuff? They're
Hell
just
yeah.
running down center field.
Like remember that show, Legends of the Hidden Temple? Is grabbing them out.
Yeah.
Get over
Yeah.
here. You got your papers? Oh my gosh, yo.
Yeah, you gotta keep the papers on you. But they raided a Hyundai place.
A Hyundai manufacturing factory. And I think they arrested 450 like people, and 300 of them were South Koreans. I didn't know there was that many South Koreans in Georgia anyway. But I think the problem is we have a good relationship with South Korea. We have a base over there. So why now? So it could be the visas, right? So they're overstay their visas. Are they illegal? Or there's a program I read about, like there's a waiver program where they can extend it 90 days. They don't have to see the judge. But if you don't do the paperwork right, they're going to come get you. And I think my biggest fear, they're coming for everybody, bro. And that's why I made that joke last time. I was like, nah, I'm black, yo. You can't see me back nowhere. If anything, I'm a Hawaiian. So send my ass to Hawaii. Y'all better get your I-9s and change your race on there. I'll tell you that.
So you trying to claim black Hawaiian?
Somewhere where you want to go. Oh my God, man. Black Hawaiian. I'm black in Turks and Caicos.
Right. Black Italian. Send me.
Like, God dang, man. Let me pack my bags. Got him. Like Kanye West. Got him.
Right.
Right.
You sipping out, going to the airport and shit.
Hey, you gonna self-deport?
Hey, you about to take a straight up vacation.
I'm finding out you're not there. Free
Got the
housing
little
and
flower
everything.
necklace on.
Yeah. Hold on, you gotta be sweating.
Man.
Hold on, you gotta be sweating.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Just a wine like, hey, you're American, get over here.
Right.
But I think it's just a bad thing, man. I know every president deports a lot too. Maybe that's something I'll look into. But this is I don't know if it's Project 2025. I don't know if it's just they're just advertising it more. Like I said, a lot of presidents do this. A lot of deportations. I don't know if it's even that bad. I don't have the data in front of me. But why are you gonna do a manufacturing factory? Leave that for them. And I think the speaker, that lady, she was like, oh no, we want them to invest in here, but we want those jobs for American workers. Because I want to do that, man. Come on, stop playing. Why are we doing this to it? Like, stop, because it's going to raise the price of everything. If it's American workers, that's why it's cheaper over there. This the use, I don't want to say illegal, but just use immigration, for the jobs we don't want to do. I think there's a story out there, like the whole workforce for like cherry picking or like whatever some farmer had. He didn't have his the immigrants over there. He's like, man, these American workers were lazy. They quit. They're complaining the whole time. Like, leave those hardworking people alone who are just trying to make a living. That's all it is. Now, if they're criminals, that's another thing we could talk about. But my concern, there's some hardworking people, construction, whatever, skilled labor too. So you're not just talking about people who are just passing out flyers. I mean, these are skilled labor people that are doing amazing work and basically serving the construction industry as a whole. So that's my issue with it. If it's just people, there's stories all over the place that they're like 20 years they've been here, paid their taxes, got a family, had a life for themselves, who are hardworking people. That's messed up over there. But it's out of my control, really. It's who you vote for, everybody.
Yeah, no, there's a show on Netflix, I think it's called Warrior. I think they took it off now. It was there for a limited time. It took place in like California, like San Francisco, and like way, way long time ago when the Asians had immigrated over to America, and it was a battle between like the Asian population and who they knew karate and all that stuff, so they was fighting and stuff, and then the Irish that were there, and then the Irish, like South Park, they took their jobs, they took their job, like
South
they were
Park.
like that, yeah, South Park, right? So the Asians were trying to were in those factories, and then like the Irish were fighting for the jobs, and then it just created this war. But I like the way it was written because they kind of came together
Yeah,
towards the end, and I got a lot of stories about like the characters, Asian characters and Irish characters, and
really.
all their demons and things like that. So I thought it
You
was a
said it was
good
called The
work of art.
Warrior?
Yeah, Warrior.
Or-
It probably might not be on Netflix anymore,
I'll look it
but
up.
it was on there for a limited
I'll
time.
be
But
interested in that. I mean, that's what they're like trying to present. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know, 300 Americans that want to work in the Hyundai factory. You know what I mean? In
yeah, I
LG.
think it has to come with, like you said, right? It's not just I don't want to get my hands dirty. It's like I want to be able to see this thing through. Like I want a high level of education, like because in America, our education systems, we're able to get that education, and we want to apply it, and we also want to earn more for doing more. But when a lot of folks come over, they're, like you said, right? They're not looking to get a lot and live
Yeah.
the American dream. They just
Mhm.
want to just kind of
Come over here and
hold
work
it down
hard.
on, yeah,
Skilled labor, and then skilled labor too.
skilled labor.
They
That's
just
it.
want to come
That's
over
it.
here and work hard and basically do what we do is just have a family and chill. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
And
right, right.
I love all the people that come over here because they have delicious food, different restaurants, everybody, man. Yeah, there's some Brazilian food, Ethiopian, everybody.
Yeah, don't ice the orange chicken now.
I'm not going to say the orange double. Do not
Yo,
get her. Don't really get her a pants. I swear
yeah,
to
that'd be a tragedy. You start like putting yellow tape around Dong Fong, and you know what I mean? And
Not the dong fall, man. That saved lives,
no.
boy. You talking about saving lives? That thing saved my
You see some
life.
protests outside West Point, some cadets be out there with picket signs like, nah, bro, don't do it.
We'll put them on a military base. They ain't going nowhere. Get out of
We
here,
coming
man.
up on time, bro.
Yes.
GC, not PC. Any closing comments, self?
No, none whatsoever, man. Great stories, man. Just the world's going crazy. A lot of craziness going out there. So make sure you just get your stuff together, man. It's a war out there, and make sure you vote and pay attention because this by the 2025, I think it's coming to fruition. And I know they're deporting a lot of people, but it's like I know we're laughing, but it's not funny. But it's like we're just laughing at the situation. It's like, come on, man, what are you doing? Like, are they MS-13? Okay, cool. Like that, I get that you want to kick all the people out, but what are we doing? Just regular family? And I think it's just a way to make sure this country stays. You know what I mean? They're kicking out all the colored people. Stop tanning.
It's all love, yo. This is where we rejoice in perspective, and I love it. Shout out to Drunk Ograd too, man. For that hat, man. I love the hat, man. And for anybody listening or watching, man, go to greatchillin.live and check out some cool articles. Stock market woes and how AI is impacting that. Really great, a lot of great articles out there on what's going on in the world. And feel like something's important that's on your mind, come holler at us, man.
Yes, sir.
Chop it up with me. Send an email. Send a ping. You know what I mean? Hit up on IG. Great Chillin _IG. You feel me?
Comment what you like,
YouTube.
what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah. Talk about it. Talk about it. Be about it. We'll be back again. Great Chillin.
Sir.